Imagine sitting across from someone who is about to take everything you have, your promotion, your money, your peace of mind. They are smiling. Their heart rate is perfectly steady. And the scariest part? They don't feel a single shred of guilt about what they are doing to you. Society tells us that good things happen to good people, but science reveals a much darker truth. The corporate ladder, the halls of power, the billionaires we look up to, they are disproportionately filled with people who lack a human conscience. To understand why they win, you have to understand how their brains are wired differently from yours. When you make a mistake, or when you think about hurting someone's feelings, a part of your brain called the amygdala lights up. It floods your body with cortisol. You feel anxiety, guilt, and stress. It's what we call a conscience. But in a psychopath, that area is practically dark. The neurological edge, they don't experience fear the way you do. Rejection doesn't hurt them. Public failure doesn't embarrass them. Think about it. How many times have you stayed in a dead-end job or stayed silent in a meeting just because you were afraid of conflict? A psychopath doesn't have that pause button. Where you see a terrifying risk, they just see a chess piece to move. But wait, if they are monsters, why doesn't everyone just run away from them? Because the real-world psychopath doesn't look like a movie villain. They don't hide in the shadows. They are usually the most charming person in the room. Psychologists call it superficial charm. Because they don't feel genuine emotions, they spend their entire lives studying yours. They observe what makes people smile, what makes them trust, and what makes them feel safe. They mimic it perfectly. You look for a genuine connection. They look for your vulnerabilities so they can mirror exactly what you want to see. By the time you realize they're using you, they've already moved on to the next target. This brings us to the most disturbing part. The reason you are losing isn't because you lack talent. It's because you are paying the empathy tax. Every day, your decisions are filtered through a lens of fairness. You think, if I take this credit, my coworker will look bad. If I fire this person, how will they pay their rent? A psychopath doesn't pay this tax. To them, people are not humans. They are resources. It sounds like they have a cheat code for life, right? Zero fear, ultimate charm, no guilt. It makes you wonder, should we all try to act a little more like them to get ahead? Well, before you try to turn off your feelings, if there is a catch, a massive flaw in the psychopathic brain that almost always guarantees their ultimate downfall. Because they don't feel fear, they also can't accurately predict consequences. They get bored easily. They take bigger and bigger risks, convinced they can never get caught. And while they might win the first half of the game of life, they almost always lose the second half. Because power built on a foundation of zero trust always collapses. But here is the real question you need to ask yourself tonight. Look at the people at the very top of your industry, your company, or your social circle. Knowing what you know now, are they really better than you, or are they just playing a much dirtier game?